Okay, we've also got another guest tonight. You guys are really, 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 really spoiled in terms of your guests. You really are. You're too lucky. We've got Steve Pollard, who is an absolute legend, coming on the show. He is going to be brilliant. And we're really looking forward to Steve coming on. Here he is. Let me bring him in here. Steve is the suave, debonair, Perth-based man among men. Steve, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Steve, you've got a bit of the Sean Connery look about you. I'm just thinking there.
Yeah, people say that to insult me. I don't know if they want me dead the same as him or something like that, but you're looking very smart, David, for a Sunday night. You've outshine again.
I've scrubbed up, Steve. Steve, a good man. Steve, for anyone that's not seen you before, tell us a bit about you and the rallies you've organised and the work you've been doing.
Well, I've been in the September 5th rally. I was heavily involved in getting organised for that one. That was the one last year with Dolores Cahill. It was probably the biggest event, and it was the one, interestingly, David, where a lot of first-timers came.
Yep.
You know, and that was important because it got a lot of people into the movement. Since then, as you know, David, I mean, I was away playing golf this weekend, so I didn't make the rally on Saturday. But when I got home, I watched some of the repeats, and I was very pleased to see as happy a David Clews as I think I've ever seen walking down Buchanan Street. I mean, you were in heaven.
It was good.
You know, it was good. It was a good turnout. Yeah, good numbers. And again, it's back to where do we go from here, and you know how does it all work? So yeah, I've been involved in that side. But what I'm doing now is a thing called Awakened Pages, and it's very interesting and it's very enjoyable. And the objective is to bring together our awakened community as awakened consumers, educate them, David, to stop spending their money with the Amazons, the Tescos, the Asdas, the McDonald's, the Airbnbs, the Deliveroo's, all of these people that were big corporations, big soulless corporations that we were giving our money to. They reckon £1 in every £5 in the UK spent on Amazon.
Wow. I know. Well, I put up an article today, Steve, about that 55 shops a day are closing, whilst Jeff Bezos's wealth rockets over 200 billion. Now, these are the small businesses that make up our community, and you know, that used to give our place a soul. Steve, just for the benefit of any doubt, well, this is not a paid promotion. You've not paid me to come on, have you, Steve?
No, definitely not.
Steve's a good guy. So Steve, I really like this website. It says it's time for our great reset. I really like that. That's really good. I like that.
Well, I think everybody knows what we mean from that. And so we set up a directory called Awakened Pages. Now, there's a few people looking at this space. It's an idea whose time has certainly come, you know, this idea of conscious consumerism, or counter-economics, David, you might call it.
Yeah.
Imagine we could wave a wand over this in our awakened community. At once stop paying BBC licence fees, maybe delayed our council tax. But let's say we stopped buying from Amazon and started supporting our own brilliant awakened business owners. You know, you've got health practitioners, holistic, you know, therapists, you've got joiners, you've got electricians, plumbers, cafes, pubs. They're awake. We need them, they need us. So it's all about support. So what we've got there, again, you can look at that, David. I don't know if you can expand that screen and reduce me down a bit.
I can make you a wee bit. Do you want me to make that a wee bit bigger then, and make that a bit so people can
make that a wee bit bigger and make me a wee bit smaller if you can?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is great, Steve. I think there is a huge market for this. I met Nurse Kirsty. You know Kirsty Miller.
Yes,
who
I know Kirsty well. She's
spoke at
great.
your event. Kirsty's brilliant, and she did an interview with myself, Steve, and she said the amount of emails she had afterwards, and the amount of people that were actually wanting Kirsty to give recommendations about health and everything. And what was interesting talking to her, Steve, was like Kirsty's such a nice person, and they don't actually like charging people, you know, and the problem in our community is we're actually all kind of nice people, whereas you're up against animals like Jeff Bezos, Microsoft, Bill, you know, these people who would murder their granny to make a buck.
Yeah.
So, you know, I honestly, and I know you, I've spoken to you like Anna Dubuis-Serene, like this is the thing, most of the people in our movement, they're scared to ask for money, they're scared to even do it, but again, it really is, you're right the way you're talking about this, is people need to stop supporting Amazon. People need to not support these corporations that are going with this nefarious agenda.
It's a habit, David. You know, it's you're getting. I mean, I was there myself. I mean, even recently, McDonald's, things like that. You know, I've cut it right down. I've got kids. It's hard sometimes. They want a McDonald's. I don't want to do it, but I've cut it right down. Amazon, I don't buy from anymore. Now, if you scroll up there, so go back to the homepage a wee second, David, just to talk the people through it. So it's called Awaken Pages. So think Awaken Pages, think yellow pages for awakened people. Okay, so if you just hit on the logo just to take you back to the homepage.
Okay.
And we put a wee listing up for you, David, there. We've created a new category for it's actually quite interesting. But if you look, so there's a logo there, obviously, Awaken Pages. It's time for our great reset, where awakened customers find awakened businesses. And then they've got that image in the middle, which I believe is a very strong image. It's us, the individual, standing in their truth, standing in their power, and basically saying, I have had enough. Enough is enough for me. I'm not going to put my hard-earned cash to Amazon anymore. I'm not going to pay Asda, and I can't replace Asda and Tesco today. But we've got alternatives. I'll give you some examples of that as well. Every month we're all buying toothpaste, soaps, shampoos, body lotions, you know, to make you look as young as you look tonight, David. There's a lot of product. There's a lot of product goes in there. You know that, I know that, okay? So we have businesses out there who do this. So we can't replace Tesco overnight, but slowly but surely we've got people who say, right, you can buy your toiletries and your shampoos and your soaps organically, so you're putting better stuff onto your families' heads and bodies and all the rest of it. You're taking the money away from Tesco and Asda and Amazon, and we've got a saying where we say every pound is a protest pound. Not everybody can turn up at every protest, and we're in a lot of groups, David, and not everybody's a protester in their hearts. My first ever protest was the one in September last year. I'd never protested before in my life, and I'm 55. You know, and there's a lot of people like us, David. I know you and I are similar ages, you know, from conversations we had. No, I know we're not. But you know, not everybody's getting out there, David. You know, I've got groups with 8,000 people in it. You might be lucky to get 1,000 of them to turn up at an event. But could you get 5,000 of them to stop spending on Amazon?
What actually I just thought of there, Steve, was a big thing was the pink pound. Remember, they used to talk about the
pink pound,
the gay spend and the influence. I mean, obviously, look at we won't go down that route just now. But look, here's the thing: is let's say there's 6 or 7 million of us in this country who are fully awake, who know everything that's going on. Why would you really be wanting to support businesses and corporations that are wanting you to get jabbed, want you to wear a face mask? You know, and I notice you've got like the holistic therapists on there, and that's brilliant, because I do, obviously, Steve, as you pointed out, I need a lot of, you know, facials and things like that to do that. So I don't want to be going anywhere where you have to wear a face mask or deal with these people. So that's, I mean, I think that's brilliant. I really, really do.
Well, that's the idea. You know, as I said, that image in the middle, the individual has his own little mini protest. His wallet is a weapon. It can, while we can still choose, David, where we spend our own damn money, you get that many freedoms taken away from us. We can spend cash. You can phone your local joiner. You can, again, we've got a challenge here, and this is why I'm reaching out to people like yourself to get a nod of approval, David, from people in your viewership. I mean, you have awakened consumers there who we would love to get buying from our awakened businesses, but you also have awakened business owners, and we would love to connect them with an army of supportive and loyal awakened consumers. Let's do this. Let's get our money. Let's keep our money within our own group and our own economy, because it's a way to fight back, David. This COVID passport thing is coming whether we like it or not. Sturgeon and Co have already made that decision.
Steve, can I actually give you a bit of feedback? You might need to get the server link's not. I think there's too many people on the site, and it's closing out now.
It might be. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, we'll leave it on that screen just now. I'll talk you through what it does from there. So basically, people can go in and explore categories. They can look around. They can, I've got a challenge of saying there's about 450 areas in the UK, David. If you look, if you break it down into Glasgow, Manchester, London, London's a massive area. I need a plumber, a joiner, an electrician, a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker in every one of those areas for this to work.
Yeah. So
we start with an empty shop and we build it out. Now, some of our businesses are national businesses. You can buy gifts, off our business owners. Now, they pour their heart and soul into it, David. I'm meeting them. I'm interviewing them. Some of the pages that we create pages and we do a wee interview with the business owner so that somebody looking for somebody to buy a gift from can sit at 11 o'clock at night and see the person who's going to hand make that gift for them. It's a much more personal way to do business, and you're doing business.
Can we watch one of those videos very quickly?
Yes, you can. If you type in, here's a good one, a good example. If you go to the search bar and type in embroidits, EMB, ROIDITZ, embroidits with a Z at the end.
Yep, and that's what the point I was actually making, Steve, earlier about the vax passports is, we can overcome that. We'll either do it nationally, we'll do it through the free market. We'll do that. But once the jabs are in these kids, you can't ever get them out. That's why that's really is so important, and it's terrible, as you say. They want to do it, Steve. I think your website's crashing. I
think you've probably crashed. If people are visiting it en masse, I'll have a look at that, but it shouldn't do that. Flick back the way on that, David. Just flick back to that main screen.
We're crashing you. We're crashing you, I'm afraid, Steve, because we're getting so many views.
The David Clews effect. We should have banked on that.
It's the Midas touch. But listen, what I'm interested in about this is, and Truth Reporter did mention this about the free market. Look, the human beings can't really be kept down. Human beings have an ability to be entrepreneurs. People, like, illegal raves will start. Like, look at what happened in Prohibition in the 1920s, and we might be the sort of criminals of you're going to be the Al Capone. You're going to be the Al Capone of non-vaxxed in 2021, Steve.
Well, this is the thing. Again, what we're aiming for. If you take these cafes, we're a far less divisive community, David, than the way the government has got the direction of travel just now.
Correct.
These cafes, bars and restaurants have got some serious decisions to make in the next few months, because you're not a COVID passport pub unless you, the business owner, and all the staff are COVID passported up as well. So they've got some serious decisions to make, and what I'd like them to see is what the awakened economy is worth. As you say, David, 6 million people potentially in the UK all had enough but where are the businesses?
Yeah.
How do we connect them? Now, a few groups have tried this, but there's a lot of noise in the groups. It's very, very difficult to see what's available. So if people get a chance, as I said, I'll check out why that server's crashing. But if thousands of people are looking at it at the same time, it could have that effect. But we've not had that before because it's growing organically. But we do videos with the business owners. It's very personal. You compare getting a gift for an anniversary. We've got people who make jewellery at home. We've got people who make beautiful little toys, gifts for kids, all sorts of things. Amazing products and services. You couldn't buy them on Amazon if you tried. You're spending your money with awakened people, and at the end of the day, it feels great. You're having conversations with them. We've got cafes there, but we need cafes in every single area in the UK. Getting them on board, David. Now, we don't put a target on anybody's back. And I want to be very clear on this. A lot of cafes and bars are worried that we're just saying we're awakened pages. There's not one thing on that group that says anything about we're anti-mask, anti-vax, anti-passport.
Yeah.
Read between the lines. We're awakened. The businesses on there are awakened. The business owners will be trying to be as commercially compliant as they can, David. Like it or lump it, these guys have got to keep their doors open, okay? They will have various ways. We have to accept what that, if it's good enough for our customers who walk into an awakened cafe and they think, do you know what, I like what the guy's doing. The business owner might be wearing a mask. Some of his staff might be wearing a mask. There might be a track and trace piece of paper there. But you, as an awakened person, might say, I can see what this guy's doing and I like this business and I feel welcome here and I didn't get chased out the door and I didn't get discriminated against. I'm happy to spend my money here. Now, David, you and I don't need 100 pubs we can go to in Scotland. We only need 2 or 3 that we're happy with and they'll get all our business. Same with restaurants. So the first businesses who come onto this, as we grow in each area, they've got that advantage of first mover advantage. They're the first local cafe. They're the first pub, bar, restaurant. We've got a massive mountain to climb to get these people all on board. There's a few directories doing this. You know, how do I get thousands of businesses on there? David, if there's 6 million, and I think you're right on that number, I think that's about right, 6 million awakened people or very close to being awake. That means there's probably 400 to 600,000 awakened businesses, okay? How do you connect? How do you reach out to the awakened consumers and say, this is there? We have something on your phone that can help you connect with these businesses. Now, we're all doing staycation holidays, okay? You've got amazing initiatives like Stand in the Park. You can go on a staycation holiday, and on a Sunday you could go and meet people similar to yourself, okay? Because you could look up the local Stand in the Park and you could go there. But where do the people from Stand in the Park go when they're not standing in the park? Where do they go on a Thursday morning for a breakfast stroll? Where do they go on a Friday night after work for a beer with the guys? Where do they go on a Saturday night for a meal with their wife and family? Where do they go to soft play? Because they've already sussed out the awakened places that are good enough for them. Let's tap them into a resource where we can all find them, and let's get people connected.
Listen, okay, so Steve, a couple of questions then. I'm a small business owner. I'm thinking about advertising on your site. What's the benefits for me? How much is this going to cost me, Pollard? And are you going to get me some business?
Absolutely right. Okay, so the most popular listing we have is our free listing. Now, our free listing is as good as some other directories are charging £25 a month for. Our free listing is very, very good. If you're a joiner, a business that you don't want to showcase all the various work that you've done, like if you were a kitchen fitter, you might want to show all the different images of your kitchens, and you might want to do a video fly through of some of your jobs. That's a slightly different plan. 80%, we think 80% of the plans will be a free listing. If I could click my fingers and have 80% of the businesses on there in a free listing, I'd do that today. That costs us money to put people on for free. You would understand that, David, with servers, upgrading servers.
So, Steve, can I just confirm this then? Have you crowdfunded to set up the money for this? Have you asked for donations?
No,
Where's the
money?
It's all your own money.
Own money. Myself and Jane Lascelles, who works with me in the group, we've put in our own money. So it's just about to start for us, because two of the products we get paid on, but they're absolutely cheap as chips, but they're really good value. It allows you to advertise there for a year, and people are really happy with them. The customers that we've got, we do a wee video for them in a lot of cases. I interview them, try and bring their business to life. We'll create the whole page for them, David. We'll write it all for them. We create it all for them. We don't charge a lot for doing that. But if enough people do it, we would have a living wage to cover our time, because we need to throw in 60, 70 hours a week to make this work. I'm not prepared to not let it work, because I feel it's too big an initiative that has an important place. Now, we're reaching out to other solutions-driven groups as well. Join a Vision, Awakened Education, the COVID-free festivals. We're talking to Stand in the Park. We want to talk to all the groups and say, right, look, there's enough division in the protest movements that it's not good for the community when you see all the division. Why don't we work together on some of our own initiatives? Because we're all trying to find solutions, David, to get out of this. This is certainly one idea, and there's other businesses like it. There's other business groups like it. We will be working with them as well. There's no competitiveness there. If I don't have a joiner in Manchester and they do...
I don't have a problem with that though, Steve, because, we're always going on about freedom. So we have to have the freedom of the market, so to speak. And the brutal truth is, Steve, this will either work or it won't work. You will either get people signing up and spending money with you, or you won't. And that's
or free, yeah.
Or free. But so, Steve, you never answer my question. Typical salesman. How much is this going to cost me? Is it a bespoke package you do, or do you have like a rate card?
Yeah, it's kind of like, so there's one plan that's £85 for a year.
Right.
Okay. You can put a video on there. You can put 15 images of your work. You can showcase your work. You can put frequently asked questions on. You can put your own video on. The most expensive plan's £165. We do everything for you. Put your feet back. We will write the copy for you professionally. We'll create a beautiful little page for you. I'll do an interview with you, maybe a 10-minute interview where we put your business on, like an infomercial, David, where we put your business under the microscope, and the consumers get to see who you are. Now, if you're buying a holistic therapy service, over a Reiki healing session over the internet, a Zoom session, right? It would be quite nice for you as a customer to see the person that you're going to do it for, and maybe do it with, and watch a little video of them. And people connect on that level, don't they, David? People see you, they think, I like this guy. You said something earlier, David, very, very relevant. The truth resonates with people. You said we've got the truth on our side, and we have. But these people are very honest people, so they come across well, and they connect with people.
As I say, I think there's a big market here, but why wouldn't I, for example, go and use against vaccine passports? The other directory that's set up, you don't need to be bad. You don't need to be bad about it. I know you won't. You're too professional. But what's the?
No, I'm going to be bad about it. No, I'm only kidding. Do you know, against vaccine passports, we just say we're Awaken Pages. We don't talk about anything else. Would you read between the lines that Awaken Pages is against vaccine passports? Of course we are. I'm not. I don't think. I think a vaccine passports is a absolute referendum decision for this country to be talking about vaccine passports. You want to have a referendum for Scottish independence? You should have a referendum for vaccine passports, because that's your real independence.
No democratic mandate to bring these in. Did anybody get elected on a manifesto pledge to bring in the biggest fundamental alterations? Like, no, but okay. So, but just out of interest, Steve, what makes Awaken Pages like? Because if I'm a small business, if I'm an advertiser, why would I want to spend money with you? How much traffic are you going to be able to direct to me as an advertiser?
Okay, in our group there's no noise. We've got Facebook and Telegram groups where only we can post, for the simple reason I want to keep the group up, David, and build a community there. We've not had any Facebook strikes because we don't talk about Bill Gates, we don't talk about blood drinking, this, that and the next thing.
You're controlled op, then? You're controlled op, Steve?
No, controlled for these businesses, because we just want to talk about the businesses. All we want to do is connect the consumers to the businesses. If the problem is in some of the groups, you couldn't find a business-related post if you tried, but you could find dozens about petitions and jobs and this, that and the next thing. A lot of the groups that attempted to create Facebook business directories have ended up exactly the same as the protest groups, David. It's exactly the same news, exactly the same posts. And I looked at that and said, there's too much noise there. We do a free post to our group for every single business. So every business that launches in our group, we will write a little article about them and we'll post it out to the group to wish them success with their advertising with us, and to basically attract the members of the group who we catch their eyeballs that day. So that's one difference, that the group has got less noise in it. The other thing is we don't make a big song and dance about it. I don't want to put a target on a cafe's back, and that's what they're worried about. If you look at Against Vaccine Passport, it's a great concept, and I'd love to team up with them, but they don't talk about any of the businesses. It's just the business name and why they're against the vaccine passport. Now, if you read that 20,000 times, say there was 20,000 businesses on there, all you're going to read is 20,000 things that are about the business owner's view of vaccine passports. You know what our business owner's view of vaccine passports is? We're Awaken pages. We're interested in what the business has got to offer. So our page is dedicated to talking about the business and what they do so that the consumers can connect with it. David, I've been in business a long, long time, and I think that a lot of the things I've learned over the years, money I've spent, online advertising, in a really competitive game. I was in the mortgage game, cutthroat game, David, really, really tough game. We excelled in that game. We were very, very good at it. I spent a lot of money on Google advertising, spent a lot of money on websites and all of that kind of stuff to learn how this works. The culmination of all of the different things that I've done is kind of terminating now in this. I could go away and do something else other than this, but I'm happy to throw 70 hours a week at it because I just want to make it work, and I want to make something work in this movement. And I'll tell you something, David, the people that we're meeting, the businesses, and I've said this a few times in posts, an absolutely amazing experience awaits people when they start connecting with these businesses. You cannot compare it to dealing with Amazon. We've got food businesses coming on board where you can buy your food. We've got alcohol businesses. You can get your alcohol delivered from warehouses and things like that. More and more businesses coming on every day. Certain fields, certain industries are better than others. Holistic therapies is going gangbusters. They're all coming in. That's great. I need tradesmen, plumbers, joiners, electricians up and down the UK. Turn up at our customer's door with a big lovely smile on your face. Think about the experience, Steve, listen, David, when you meet somebody awake.
Listen, if I can, there's definitely a market out there for it. You know what, I think the plumbers is a big thing, because you're bringing these people into your house, and the last person you want coming into your house is some, like, well, I know you say they won't be, but some like mask fascist, or, hi, I'm not going to come out unless you get vaxxed. And the reality is, you will want to deal with people who you like. And the point is accurate. The big corporations are totally on board with the agenda. As I said, Steve, the only thing I think, I'm not meaning this in a bad way, I'm just saying it as a friend, is how will you get that traffic to the website? Because look, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I would happily pay for it, Steve. I don't think I'd pay for the full option. I'd probably pay to advertise UNN at the lower option for a year and see how it works. But how then can in a year's time I say, well, I've had a return on this investment, it's really worked for me? You know, that's, but then again, suppose nobody really knows with advertising, do they?
Well, you would. A lot of we had a girl the other day who purposely went out her way to go and visit an Awaken cafe. And she went to the cafe owner and she said, I came here as a result of Awaken pages. She took her family down. She got a lovely, she wrote a wee post about it in the group. And it was just really, really nice to see those connections. David, there is magic happening there. People are buying from them. They're getting good experiences. What I need is more inventory. I need more joiners, more. If you go there looking for a cobbler in Liverpool today, I don't have an Awaken cobbler there for you. Might I have one in a year's time? Maybe, maybe not. If there's 600,000 businesses in the UK who are awake, then what's wrong with having them in here and in other directories? We will reach out to other directories. If I don't have a plumber in Liverpool, somebody else might have. Well, we'll connect you with that plumber through our group, and we're talking to other groups about that. You know, the race is on to bring the businesses in. That's the first thing. The desire is there, David. This is where markets arise from. Is there a demand? Yes. Do awakened people want to stop dealing with Amazon, Tesco, Asda? Do we really want to stop? Yes, we want to stop giving those soulless corporations our money. Who else do we want to stop dealing with? Business owners who are Nazi. Well, let's not say that word. David, you know what they're like. Why would you give these people who make your life miserable in your local town, why would you give them a penny more of your money if you've had a really bad experience? Why would you go back for more? Okay, so what we're saying is, while we don't have the businesses, support somebody local and be a good customer for them. So support the small guy. Forget Starbucks. Go to the local coffee shop. He might not be awake. He might not be on Awaken Pages. But if you don't have somebody in your local area on Awaken Pages, then go and support the local guy. Let him see what our custom can be like, and it builds from there. If they're awake, go and show them the colour of your money. Let them see what it's like to tap into the awakened economy. So I've got to get the balance right between customers who will use the directory and businesses who are on the directory, and then just keep promoting that and connecting the two.
Somebody
if you say it fast, it's easy to do.
There's somebody in the chat there saying, I will advertise my dog training and behavioural sciences. I mean, that's exactly what you want.
David, these are the types of businesses that we've got. Beautiful little businesses. There's one who talks to animals. She says, I talk to animals is one of her things. I need to look into that a bit more. Interesting businesses. Connect with them. Pick up the phone to them. They're awake. You're awake. Take your money. It's a good feeling. As I said, every pound is a protest pound. We can sleep well at night knowing that these people, if we can support them, may well be your employer in a no job situation, because they're doing well enough to employ people. If we can get this economy talking to our awakened business owners, they may well become the employer of your kid when you leave school into a terrible economy. These people want to hire awakened people as well. You know, we're not about division. I think we've got an opportunity to create a less divisive society, and I think we should take that position, David. I'd like to see cafes that have a nice mix of customers so that we were never really that divided before, you know, but look at the divisions that the government's created now. It's a disgrace what's going on out there.
I agree. Listen, Steve, I really, as I say, what I think is fair play to you is you've put your own money into this. You've put your own time into this. You know, as someone that's set up the best, biggest, most incredible alternative media website in the world, I understand what it's like. So listen, I think this is as I said, you've put your time and your effort and your own money into this. And as you say, you're not like a naked raw capitalist here looking to you want to make a living out of this, and it's going to serve a purpose. And I really do wish it success, Steve. I think this is the way forward. Small, local, supporting people that you like. And I know what it's like. If I go somewhere that doesn't ask me for test and trace, I go back there. If I go in somewhere and they say, why aren't you wearing a mask? I just won't go back in. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. And that's where we need to get to, David. It's a nice feeling. It's a bit more like old normal. We're almost been forced into this anyway, you know, whether you like it or not. It's an idea whose time has certainly come. As I said, the money we spend alone in Amazon. David, see if I could wave a wand over this and make every awakened business appear in here for free. I would do that today.
No, I know you would. I know you would.
I would do it today. I've still got work to do, but there's other ways I can make it work. I'm probably not going to retire on this idea, but I could go and do something else with my 70 hours a week.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I bringing to the table? I'm committed.
Steve,
to us.
I've got someone else on who's wanting to advertise their business. Inverclyde, I'll give them a shout out. Inverclyde Reflexology and Inverclyde Aromatherapy. Now, actually, what I should be doing is supporting all these small businesses and giving them shout outs more. But Steve, as a guy that loves his audience, if they're going to be spending 85, 160 pounds with you, that's a lot of money. You know, are you going to make sure? Are you going to bust a blood vessel to make sure these people get a return on their investment? Because, you know, that's fundamentally what it's all about, Steve, is it might be the nicest idea in the world, but if we spend £150 with you, then people don't get anything from it. The market, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 20% of them will go for a paid plan because they want to, because they've got kitchens they want to show or images they want to show of their business, or they feel like a little video interview, an infomercial works for them. The free plan's perfectly suitable for most businesses. They'll get a return on investment. It's early days. I'm very, very confident in it, David. I'm dealing with the businesses, I'm dealing with the customers. Plenty of goodwill. Plenty of good energy in the Facebook group, really, really upbeat. People are loving it. We do a free post for every single business that joins us.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's good. So it's free. It's free for everyone if you want. I mean, that's very important, Steve, as well. It's free for everybody. You don't need to pay. But, I mean, that's a bit like with UNN. All our content, apart from the very occasional premium content article, is all free for everybody. And if people want to support us, someone's asking, do they get to put a link to their website in the free ads?
Yes, absolutely. And in the paid ones, they can put in their Facebook, and you can put it in the copy as well. You can link up to all your other. Think about it as a landing page in marketing terms. It's like a landing page. This is your page that connects you to the Awaken community. Behind this page, you have your normal business. You know, could be a mobile phone number, could be your landline number, could be your website address for online shopping, could be the address of your shop in a high street somewhere. You know, this is just your gateway to the Awaken community. The customers.
No, listen, it's all good. And as I said, this is why they will not defeat us, because the spirit of creativity, the spirit of I mean, the thing is, Steve, we got banned from YouTube, right? I mean, obviously it's affected our numbers. We would be having 5,000 or 6,000 watching, but it doesn't actually bother me because we've had 1,800 on at one point, because it's people that care, and you know, it's not all about numbers. So, Steve, I've put the link into the website. I think it's good. I've met you. You've organised rallies. You're one of the good guys. I'm happy to vouch for you. And again, Steve organised these rallies and he didn't ask for any money for them. He did them off his own back, like a lot of people do. So I know I wouldn't vouch for people if I didn't know they were a good guy. So, Steve, where's the best place for people to follow yourself or to follow Awaken pages?
Well, Awaken Pages Facebook group's the biggest. I've got nearly 7,000 in there, but that's fairly quick. If you can get to 7,000, you get to 20,000, you can get to 20,000, you get to 100,000. Now, bear in mind that 100,000 is the customers, potentially, for these business owners. So that's what we're doing. We're out there banging the drum to bring in the members. This is a great opportunity, David, because you have Awaken consumers who will redirect some of their money to Awaken businesses. And I've got a place that can find them, but there's other directories that can find them, and we'll connect them with them as well.
Why am I setting up a directory? I think I need to go and set up a directory, Steve, now.
I'll let you do a sub-directory. I mean, you don't need to spend the money asking.
I'm only joking. I wouldn't do that, because then I would get really greedy and think, I want to set up alternative therapies. And look, this is the thing. Variety. I
would come to you for a massage, David. I would definitely come to you for a massage, and I'd pay big bucks for that. More than
I know you would. The oil would be warmed on the radiator. Don't you worry, and so would the towel.
Keep talking.
It's you want to have the variety is the spice of life, and what this whole last year and a half has taught us is that watch the BBC, use Deliveroo, use Amazon, use all this. No, enough. This is about individuals and their families. This is about people fighting back. And as I said, I was talking to Kirsty Miller. She's got amazing plans for what she's wanting to do. And what this will do is that it will give people the drive to succeed. And I think that's brilliant. So, Steve, and I've said it, I think the site looks good. It looks really clean. And I really do wish you every success with this. And I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you, David. You're a top man. And as I said, if people want to join the group, they'll be very, very welcome. We're on Telegram as well. If they visit awakenpages.co.uk, they can use the categories and browse through, and they can use the search tools there. As we get more and more businesses, the search tool becomes more and more powerful. It becomes like a Google for awakened businesses, if you like. We're working away on it. I'll bring in the customers. We need to get the businesses, connect the two of them together, and the magic happens. But we need to stop dealing with these guys. We absolutely need to stop dealing with these guys.
I agree. Once upon a time, Steve, when I was doing this, it would have been proddy-only businesses. But we've moved on past that now, haven't we?
We have indeed, yes, absolutely.
Good man, good man.
Well,
You're a good
David,
guy, Steve.
I do appreciate it.
You're a good guy.
You too,
like
David. We're both trying hard. We're both trying hard. Listen, David, we wake up in the morning and we're putting the skills that we've got back into this community.
Yeah.
We don't need to be doing it, but this is where we are. This is where we find ourselves, and it's all consuming, and it's been all consuming.
Yep.
Once you awake, you realise what you need to do. We're committed, David. We're trying to deploy ourselves in the best places. Yep. Look at where you've positioned yourself, David. You've took all your skill sets. You know you're a comedian. You know you're the emperor.
That's right. That's right. At the very top, Steve. That's where I am. And you know, I like to throw down some of that love.
You like to lord it. You like to lord it.
Listen. I'll be asking you for a tap. I'll be coming. It'll be like, have you ever seen what's it called? The film with Daniel Day-Lewis. There Will Be Blood. Have you ever seen that?
No, I've not seen it. No.
The preacher. He ends up going to him at the end and asking for a tap. I'll be coming to you, Steve, knocking on the door with ragged trousers and, oh, Stevie, big man, remember I had you on the show that night, and your butler will be sending me away. Your butler will be sending me away.
It's an amazing thought. Listen, if it got to that stage, David, you'd get a tap, no problem at all.
Oh, that's good. I appreciate that.
But on the subject to money, money's a dirty word in this game. Our enemies have got a lot of money. They've got a lot of money. We should absolutely be pulling our resources together, Steve, in our community,
this
David.
Is the thing. It's the hilarious thing about it is when the media go on about the money these dangerous anti-vaxxers are making, the fortunes. These pharmaceutical companies are pocketing billions, hundreds of billions. It's the biggest scam there is. You know, only a thief says everyone else is a thief, and that's the you know, like nobody's like making tons out of this. And thing is, here's the truth: even if we were making fortunes, there's nowhere we can bloody go. We can't go on holiday. Do you know what I mean? And our social credit score systems will be down the drain soon anyway.
But David, think about how much money we all spend every month on beer, takeaways, coffees, food, gifts, holistic therapy, all the different things. If 6 million people spent 100 quid a month, it's 600 million a month. We're not talking, it's not chump change.
No, it's not.
But again, that's at the top end. It's never filters down like that.
No.
That's the game. That's the target.
It's the tipping
and
point.
The market's there.
It's the tipping point.
Absolutely.
Steve, absolutely brilliant conversation. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice.
Visit Awaken Pages and give Steve your support. You can sign up tonight for a free listing. So please go on, sign up for a free listing. And if you want to do more, I'm sure Steve and his team will sort you out. Okay, Steve?
Well, absolutely. Okay.
Good man.
Really appreciate you, David. Thank you. Thank you for everybody for watching as well. Bye-bye.